This episode of the We Like Shooting Show is brought to you by Swan Fox Optics, Medical Gear Outfitters, Blue Alpha, Second Call Defense, Powers Group, and Black Rhino Concealment.
Welcome to the We Like Shooting Show, episode 404. Tonight we're going to talk about No Other Choice Train and Learn, Bus Built Systems' new product, Throwing Axes Memorial Day and more. Our cast tonight, Jeremy Paz, Derek from River's Edge Tactical in Valley City, Ohio. We got Savage 1R checking in from Washington. The Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger's here from Michigan. Nick Lynch from Montana. My name's Sean Heron. Welcome to the show.
Are you okay, Sean?
No, I don't know, man.
It was like you were struggling there just to remember who we were.
I'm tired. I forgot who all you guys are. I think the Alzheimer's is setting in. I don't know.
The old timers?
No, I had to get up at 5 this morning to make it to the airport because I woke up in Missouri and now I'm in Colorado. So
how was it? How was Missouri?
It was good. We'll talk about it in Gear Chat. It was fun.
Okay.
But I'm tired, man. Like the week before I was in Georgia, 2 hours ahead. Then I went back to Colorado for 2 days. Then I went to Missouri, who's Central Time. Now I'm back in Colorado. I don't know what day it is. What day is it? It's Monday.
You're pronouncing misery incorrectly.
So last time I was there, 2019, it was definitely misery. This time, also misery. That time it was like so hot that Tony Simon almost died. This time it was cold as fuck. And you know, the worst part about it is like I was checking the weather report every day. And it was like sunny. Like Friday, there was going to be a little bit, but we were going to be inside Friday, so no big deal. And then Saturday and Sunday were beautiful and sunny with like a 1% chance of rain. So I packed shorts and t-shirts. And Saturday it was cold as fuck, raining, terrible.
Damn.
Sean looks like a dried up lemon.
Lemon party.
What do you mean? Wait, do I look dried up?
No, you look fine.
Do I?
I guess. I mean, I'm not going to be like, you look fine. You just you look okay.
If you don't check the weather, it can't change. True. 404 error show title. Yep. Literally before the show, Savage said we had to call it podcast not found. Ha!
Call the guy. Sorry.
Yep. It's good. How are you, Aaron?
I'm good. It's getting close to the end, but we'll talk more about that in lifestyles.
Yeah, definitely. We can't talk about that right now. We'll talk about it later.
Right.
Jeremy, how was your never mind. He's like doing the thing. Savage, how was your day?
Long. I never get a day off. I swear to God. Sometimes I think it's going to happen. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know that feeling pretty goddamn well. Nick, how was your day?
You know, it was great. I had a wonderful nap.
That sandwich you posted looked pretty damn good.
Oh man, those sandwiches are delicious.
Dude, I was like, a sandwich. I would fucking murder a child for a sandwich right now.
You think I did?
Well, I'd murder a child for a sandwich pretty much like right now, and
Jesus.
I'm hungry.
Jeremy's just like, I'd murder a child.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's not even murder because it's my property. Well, I guess let's do this thing. They're talking about like we're withering away and shit, Aaron.
I know. We are.
We just don't look fucking swollen for the first time in a decade.
Right. It's what actual humans are supposed to look like. It's so weird.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, I won't.
So if you were paying attention to the beginning, you realized that Aaron said a new name. Now, I know a bunch of our listeners have been trying to convince Blue Alpha to go steady with us for a very long time. And when Nick and I were in Georgia, Nick, you and I, we turned on the charm. I think it's fair to say that we seduced them.
Hmm.
And when we woke up the next morning, they wanted to go steady. So welcome Blue Alpha to the podcast. And I mean, they've always been family, but now they're family that actually gives us advertising money.
But
Oh, wow.
like extra family. It's like a double layer. Like we married someone we were already related to.
Exactly. So
That's how tight the family is.
it really just took Kurt like 4 years to recover from episode 171, I think. But yeah, Kurt and Jesse, thank you guys. It was really cool. We went out on their boat and they gave us like a romantic dinner cruise, and they actually seduced us. It was the weirdest thing, but
Wow.
So
So did you put out or what?
yeah, duh.
on your knees?
Isn't
one way
it
or the
law
other
that
way?
you have to put out when somebody buys you dinner?
Yeah, that's the rule.
Right?
That's why I never let anyone buy me dinner.
Hey, I bought you dinner that one time I was over there.
Oh, Jesus. So Blue Alpha, they make belts. You all know them. They have simplified their name in the past year. So it's the same company that you've always known. Kurt and Jesse and all the great people at Blue Alpha, they make belts, badass belts. I'm wearing one right now.
I'm wearing one right now. In fact, I wear one literally every day.
Yeah, me too. Aaron, what about you?
Shut up,
You
dude.
just said
You fucking-
Welcome to the show, Sean.
I was reading the comments. Nick, what about you? Are you wearing one?
I'm actually not right now because I'm wearing gym shorts. But yeah, I usually wear one of their Velcro inner belts every day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So go check out their belts. BlueAlpha.us is the website. WLS10 is the discount code. And actually, Blue Alpha doesn't do discount codes. So you guys are getting a special treat. Won't go away. It'll be around forever.
Like
And
herpes.
yeah, for like us, actually. So,
Mhm.
and go out and comment on their Instagram or Facebook or send them an email or a text or however you get in touch with them and tell them thanks for going steady with We Like Shooting. I guess like right here, we should probably talk because it is Memorial Day, right?
Mhm. Well, I did put a little segment away in the lifestyle section for that, but if you want to,
Okay, well, we'll talk about it later.
sorry.
So what are we talking about right now? I don't even know at this point.
You know what? Let's talk about this barbecue I went to today. I went to my sister-in-law's house for a barbecue, which is fine, but I was in charge of the grill, which sucked because like I can't eat any of the food, man. I am literally not. I'm this because this part of the whole challenge is just eat
We're
survival
talking
food.
about this later.
Well, I thought we could just okay. God damn it! What are we going to talk about then? Can we want to talk about Savage's hair?
No. Well, maybe. I guess.
Savage,
I don't see any.
right? Exactly.
Nothing there.
That's a goddamn cue ball.
Pretty much.
Like it is crazy how smooth and shiny your head is.
At what
It was-
point
it
did you
was-
decide to do that?
The point when like no hair would grow up in this little circular area, but only on the sides. So I'd have this little wispy bullshit up here, and then my sides would grow out like this. I look like a fucking clown. So I was like, "Fuck this shit! I'm just shaving it all off."
Looked
Did you
a
try the
free
comb
Steve.
over?
No, oh god, that would have been horrendous.
Savage's hair like sang a song every day. It was like islands in the street. That is what we are. Fly away with me
To another place.
Yeah, I don't know the actual words. So yeah, Tim says short conversation talking about Savage's hair. Jeremy, what'd you do today?
I had a cookout. I had about 20, 25 people.
God damn.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of people. Did you make the burgers that you usually make?
I made
The bacon
burgers. I made burgers and dogs, and we had potato chips, and somebody brought like a fruit salad and some cookies and
Okay, wait, hold up. What kind of fruit salad?
How do you burn a fruit salad?
Hmm?
Oh, did you say bring? Oh, okay.
They brought. How do you? What kind of fruit was
Bring.
it? It wasn't like that bullshit Jello one where they put like Jello with fruit inside of it, right?
No, it was just a big fucking bucket of like blackberries and melons and a bunch of fruit.
Oh, and
A
so
fruit
for me,
medley, if you will.
for me, fruit salad is like the mixed fruit that you buy in the can and you like pour out the water. You got to get with water, not syrup. And then you add like a thing of cherries, and then you put a ton of whipped cream in it and stir it all around.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Oh no, it's so good, dude.
That sounds
No.
like that sounds more like ambrosia than
Yeah, I call it fruit salad.
it was,
'cause
it was a fruit medley. It was just a bucket of fruit
I
of
like
all kinds of fruit.
that. Sounds
It
amazing.
was just bucket of fruit. There was some pies.
What kind of
There were some
pies?
pies. I don't know. There was a peach pie. There
Really?
was one looked like a cobbler, but it had like an American flag on the top. That was
That
pretty
sounds
cool.
awesome.
Man, I could eat peach pie all day.
Yeah, me too.
There was like a berry pie. There was a peach pie. There was an apple pie. There was I don't know. I'm not a big pie guy. I didn't eat pie.
You know
Yeah.
what? I've never had peach pie before.
It's amazing.
I don't know. Big fan of apple. Big fan of pumpkin. I don't know about those other ones.
You wouldn't, Aaron.
I
You
like
wouldn't peach pie.
pumpkin and pot are about the only two pies that I like.
You like pot?
Pot
Yeah.
pie.
Pot pie.
Pot pie.
Yeah, just all you do is you stick a bunch of reefer in it and then you bake it. And by it, I mean
And then you have a hose vent from your oven to a gas mask.
Oh Jesus Christ!
But yeah, we cooked out. We had I got the stock tank cleaned up and the kids swam in it.
nice. Sounds pretty awesome. Nick, what'd you
I'm
do?
drinking a leftover Arnold Palmer.
Ooh,
There you go.
yeah.
We
Nick?
Dong.
we did all of our stuff on Saturday.
Oh, someone's going out of town.
No, my mom's birthday was on Friday, so we just did everything on Saturday to make it easier.
Wow, I feel like that's cheating Memorial Day out of a holiday.
Right? I mean, think of the veterans, dude.
Yeah, but it was a holiday. I took a nap. That's what you do on holidays, right?
Do you take a nap every day?
No,
Oh,
just
okay.
on holidays.
All right.
No, I spent most of the day fighting the internet, trying to update my website and stuff. Not really anything like particularly fun.
Sounds amazing. Savage, did you already say what you did?
Work, man. I just I work all weekend. That's all I do.
All right, yeah. I got up at 5 and drove to St. Louis from wherever the fuck I was and got on the plane and then flew here and then came to work and now I'm doing this. But it is Memorial Day. Let's talk about it now because I don't want to wait.
Okay.
It's Memorial Day. We're going to get the video taken down on YouTube because
We're playing taps.
I'm playing taps because I always play taps. So it is Memorial Day. I see a lot of sales and stuff. Not a huge fan of the Memorial Day sales, I guess. How do you guys feel about that?
I find it a disservice.
Like, I mean,
I'm not a big fan.
yeah, like I don't care. Like people can do whatever the fuck they want. But I'm just like, nah, I find it maybe a little bit tacky and distasteful.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't get uppity about that shit.
Yeah.
It's literally like it's life. It's I don't know. I don't really care. Like people get all fucking don't like people are ready to fight you over saying like Happy Memorial Day. If you're that person, go fuck yourself.
That I do agree with.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get upset with anybody for having a Memorial Day sale. Just I'm probably not gonna do it. You know?
I sure am tired of getting the fucking emails though, because I got like
Yeah.
30 or 40 emails today telling me about your Memorial Day sales. Like, okay, great.
I love those.
You know,
I
it'd be
love
great
those things because it allows
they
me to
could
know
get-
who to block.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
I want an email, but I want them to give me 50% back of my dead friends.
Ooh, that makes sense. Powerful.
No,
Yeah. So anyway,
I don't actually care.
let's
The
play.
look was
Taps.
confusing there for a minute.
Let's play taps out of respect for not for the people that have lost and the people that lost their lives and the people that lost their brothers, their fathers, their sisters, their moms, and their Jeremy's dad as well. No, I'm just.
He wasn't a vet.
I know. I'm kidding. Oh Jesus! All right, here we go. Aaron, your hat's on.
Should have left and stayed on. They called him out.
Where is it?
Man, all that buildup.
Yeah. What's happening?
Nothing. What's happening to you?
Okay, here we go. All right.
You know, it's interesting. Today we were talking about all of our family members who had served. On Erin's side, her two brothers were in the army. One's a colonel, one's a sergeant. One was in
Funny.
one served in Iraq, both tours, both Iraq incursions. My brother served in Iraq 1 and in Somalia. My grandfather was in World War II, got a couple Bronze Stars and the Silver Star and a Purple Heart. I mean, it was just like, there's a rich family tradition of a lot of things that happened with our family. And I thought that was really important that our kids knew that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Savage, has your family
Yeah.
in conflict?
Well, actually, no, they haven't lost anybody per se in conflict, but they were in pretty much every single conflict. Well, I mean, my dad, he was a doctor. He was stationed in Germany during Vietnam, so he was helping over there. My grandfather on his side was a rear machine gunner in one of those aircraft that took off from the aircraft carriers. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a fighter back in World War II. Great grandfather was a machine gunner in France during World War I, and he got injured and lost in battle, and then he turned up in a hospital somewhere and was able to finally make it home. But yeah, yes, he was on the American side, Roden. Thank you. Both of them were on the American side.
I assumed Russian side.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I
everybody
figured
does.
Red Army.
And they're Irish, so yeah, not so much.
He's like, my great grandfather killed Anastasia with his bare hands.
She was a bitch. No.
Savage carries on the family tradition by also being a rear machine gunner, but a completely different kind.
Right. He's got a much slower rate of fire.
Yeah.
Jeremy, how about you? I don't remember. I know you've told us.
Military vets?
Yeah.
Besides me?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. My uncle was in the Navy. He didn't really do anything that fucking impressive. Because fucking Navy. No, he did 16 years in the Navy. Was a lieutenant commander when he got out. He was a logistics guy. He was on some pretty good deployments and stuff, but never really like got into some shit. My grandfather was in the Navy in World War II. He was a boiler's mate. He basically fixed parts of the ship. Let's see here. My Uncle Carter. Uncle Carter was a Marine in World War II and Korea. Crazy bastard. And he survived both, obviously. He just passed away not that long ago at like 90 some years old. Let's see. Uncle Dan was a mortarman in World War II. He survived the Pacific Theater. Let's see. Uncle Ned. He was a Marine in World War II. He made staff sergeant in 3 years because everybody else was dead. It's funny how I'm like, I saw his uniform and he had a staff sergeant rank on his picture of his, or no, I actually saw his old uniform. My cousin had it. And I was like, oh, he's a staff sergeant. How long was he in? He's like, oh, he's only in for like, cause it was like a 3-year tour back then. Like he was only in for 3 years. And I was like, that it's like 8-12 years right there. Like, I'm like, literally the only thing I could figure out was everybody else was dead. He had just been there the longest. They're like, you're a staff sergeant now.
Terrible.
Let's see. I've had some family that were not U.S. military, but fought in World War II. They were Chetniks. They were the anti-Nazi Serbs in World War II. They fucked some shit up. Trying to think. I've had a few. I've had more than that. Trying to think. Some more of my I want to say one of my grandma's sisters was in one of the branches of the military, but I didn't know her that well. My cousin Ben, he was the second Posderic to be in the Marine Corps. I was the first. Haha, fuck you, Ben. But I don't know. There's a few of us. There's not. I mean, for as big as my family is, there's not like a huge percentage. But there's been a bunch of. My Uncle Sonny. He was in the army in Korea. He lived. I don't know if Uncle Tom was ever in the military. I don't think so. But yeah, there's a bunch there.
Yeah. Dang. Nick.
Yeah, there were some military people in the family. I don't know that we lost anyone in any conflict. So
yeah, for sure. I have military in my family too. But as far as I'm aware, like at least in the past couple generations, no losses that I'm aware of.
I was gonna say I just I guess I come from a long line of good soldiers and fighters because none of the people I named died in combat. So,
actually, a lot of our friends have lost a lot of people. I know this day is especially tough for them. Just seeing Facebook posts and stuff today makes me realize what a sacrifice that actually is. Military, explained to me by most of our good friends, is just a whole lot of sitting around fucking doing nothing and then doing a lot real quick and then more sitting around doing nothing.
Hurry up and wait and Semper Gumby.
Yep. But that possibility of that ultimate sacrifice it's definitely awe-inspiring. All right. Yeah. So there you have it. Memorial Day 2021. Hope anyone out there who lost remembers the people and pounds one down in their honor, because Aaron and I can't right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening to that, everyone who's out there. And let's see. Is it still cold out there, Aaron?
Yeah. It's not warm.
I think it must be the ice age, another ice age or something, because it's like almost June. Tomorrow's June, right? And it's cold as shit in Colorado.
Did you get that package I sent you?
Oh yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Did you open it then?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you cut it open, or how'd you open it?
I just stuck an Allen key in and popped the leather off two sides.
Okay, cool. I just wondered.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what this is, and I'm actually kind of terrified.
Yeah, I set that box on fire for a while just to give it some looks.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Was I not supposed to open it? I don't know.
No, you're totally supposed to open it. I just wondered if you how you would open it.
Yeah. Yeah. It took like 8 seconds to open.
That's as long as you rode.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess let's get into gear chat and all that other stuff. So before we do, let's talk about Swan Fox Optics. So I was in Missouri. I did bring my PTR, which is the MP5 clone, and I put the Liberator 2 from Swan Fox Optics on top of it, and I gotta say, huge improvement over the original Liberator. That one just like wasn't my favorite, but this one I was rocking and rolling with it all weekend in the rain and the sun. It did great. The shake awake is freaking fantastic. The brightness was crisp, even in super, super sunny Sunday weather, like no clouds in the sky, just straight sun beaming down. We were shooting at all different colored targets, and I could see it without question. I wasn't even on the brightest setting, so it was badass. Liberator 2 now available from Swan Fox Optics for under $150. Go to swanfoxoptics.com. Coupon code WLS is life, saves you 20%. And that's good for your wallet. Dennis, we wish it was the last day, but actually
No.
the 2nd is the last day. So Thursday we can eat again.
Today's day 28. We said 30-day challenge.
Yeah. So that is that. Let's talk about some gear chat. Nick, you actually had something to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I have a new thing for sale. I put a lot of work into this, so you guys all better appreciate it. Mostly the work was trying to figure out how to make the website work. Yeah, so what it is a little piece of laser cut Kydex that slides down into the back of a S-Tac Kiwi pouch and adds rigidity, and then helps you locate some holes so that you can mount a ELS fork from Safariland on the back. I have really, really rough ghetto versions that I hand cut and installed on mine, and it worked really well. I thought it was a pretty good idea. So I thought I would make a few and see if it was something that anybody found handy. I put those up today. They're selling for $350 a piece. I've got a little installation video on the product page, so if people are confused by what I'm talking about, they can watch that, and it gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's cool as hell. I actually saw some of the rougher versions, and to see the laser cut one is freaking awesome. And holy shit, the price, it's almost like you're giving them away.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, I wanted to be like, it's not that complex of a thing, you know, like it's something that someone can make pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I wanted to price it so that it would be affordable, and so that it would still be appealing, knowing that you could make it yourself.
Yeah.
You can get these, and they're probably going to be slightly, they're going to end up being slightly less than buying all the materials and trying to do it yourself, probably with leftover materials that you'll end up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
Anyway, yeah. So I wanted to be competitive with the pricing. They're over on my website, busbuiltsystems.com. It's called the E2K adapter plate. Right now, I only have them for the medium 5.56 Kiwis. I haven't tried them on like short or tall ones, and I haven't tried them on any of the other rifle mag Kiwis. I suspect they would work because they're set up to work on the Molly straps on the back. Or the Molly webbing. I just haven't tried it on any of those other mag carriers, so I don't want to say for sure.
You know, this is my first time seeing this, and I think it's just really clever. I mean, it's amazing how something is so simple and well designed that it fits perfectly, and it does exactly what you want it to do. And I mean, I think it's really a cool design that you came up with here. It's really cool, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's awesome because I saw it like happen in real time, and it's like a great idea. And the freaking S-Tac pouches are really cool. And and the way Nick figured out the QLS and ELS stuff, and then like this just kind of binds them together and makes it way better than the sum of its parts.
And you know, it's kind of like, it's like watching, because remember where Magpul started out with, it was literally that thing that goes on the bottom of a magazine. That's how they started off. And then now look at what they've expanded to. And it's like getting to see you start off with something like this.
It's almost like it's in the name, Magpul.
Yeah.
pull.
I know. I get
Yeah.
that. But
No, I'm just for people that don't get that reference. Magazine pulling device.
Well, what irritates me is the rubber things that Magpul manufactures that go on the bottom of a magazine are not in fact called Magpul brand Magpuls. They're called Magpul brand magazine assist devices or something like that.
Yeah.
Or magazine assists or
Yeah, I don't even know, but I think it's cool, man. So it's to add. Ellen asked what it is, but it's to add rigidity to these soft S-tack pouches, the Kiwis, and
Yeah.
it works really well. If you want to mount those on like the QLS system and put it on your belt, like Nick and I have been doing, this adds rigidity to those soft pouches, and it's a wonderful idea.
Yeah. Why were you wearing one glove in part of the video?
Because he was heating it up and bending it over.
Oh, okay. It wasn't just
because I had to use a heat gun, and it gets kind of hot for your bare hand, and I had no need for two gloves. So
fair enough.
Yeah. There was one other reason. Do you know what that is?
Well, yeah, I was spinning around and dancing like Michael while shooting the video.
Yeah.
But I cut all that out.
That's why, really. But
so I am still working on the other stuff, on the comp and the weight. Right now I'm just kind of in a holding pattern waiting for manufacture. So in the meantime, I'm doing some kind of simple little stuff like this. And I will probably have a few simple little things like this pop up here and there over the next couple of months.
Hell yeah, homie. All right, good stuff. Let's see. Aaron, what do you want to talk about?
Well, if anyone follows me on Instagram, they will see that what's that? No,
I don't follow you.
You do too.
Hold on, let me check.
You will see a slow motion video of my son throwing a throwing axe, and so I wanted to show off my throwing axes I have here.
Unfortunately, it wasn't into your other son.
No, it wasn't. So these are one of the throwing axes we used in the process. These are all hand forged by my father-in-law, who's now passed. Throwing axes that he made and passed it down to us, and they're actually pretty slick. So you got a more traditional wood one, and I mean actually they're all wood, but just different styles. It's all folded metal over and then made to clamp onto the wood. Small ones for the little kids because they want to throw axes too, and then we have larger ones for adults, and these are fun, and it's a lot of fun to do throwing axes. Now, I myself was doing some throwing axes today too, and mostly I just hit the top of these things. Like I wasn't sticking them in the wood.
Yeah.
However, I also got a bunch of throwing knives that he had built, and those were going a little bit better than my throwing axes. But my son, my oldest, was just killing it. Someone said Tomahawk. They're not Tomahawks. They're actually based on Norse style, Viking style axe heads, so they wouldn't be Tomahawks. Tomahawks are more Native American.
But didn't they throw tomahawks?
Native Americans?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these aren't throwing tomahawks. These are throwing axes.
What's the difference between a tomahawk and a throwing axe?
I don't know.
Culture and word.
There you go.
Well, there's probably some design differences. I don't know.
All right. I can have a Danish axe and I can have a Anglo-Saxon axe. They're still fucking axes. They're slightly designed differently. They're still fucking axes. Well, this is a throwing axe. Well, this is a tomahawk. What is it? It's like a small axe that you throw, but that's a throwing axe and that's a tomahawk.
So they're basically the same, but the design differences between tomahawks and axes, throwing axes, revolve primarily around the head of each. On a tomahawk, the eye, or the part of the head that the handle is inserted into, is rounder. An example can be seen here, but you can't see it because I'm looking at it. Another difference is that the head of the tomahawk is typically inserted into the handle from the bottom and held in place by a white portion of wood at the top of the handle. Friction and momentum keep the head in place on the tomahawk. With the throwing axe, the eye is narrower and typically triangle shaped. An example can be seen here. So yeah.
So subtle design variances.
Yeah, but basically the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
One might say it's a derivative.
Well, what's the best part about it is that he made these. My father-in-law, who passed away, had made these, and that's what makes it pretty baller.
Yeah. Roden said no one who ever got hit with an axe asked where they were from. Holy fuck, by the way. So at the event this weekend, there's Jason Johnson, or Pro Knife Thrower on Instagram, at Pro Knife Thrower. And he was like, knife throwing is like a legitimate like combat thing. Like this is it could be a self-defense thing. It could be, and I was kind of like horse shit. And then he was like doing it in a way that made total sense. And I was like, what the actual fuck? It was amazing. And he was like taught all of us how to throw knives. Like it was.
So are his throwing knives sharp, or are they it's just the tip that's as sharp?
Oh no, they're sharp as fuck, man.
Okay. So the sharp that has like an actual legit blade across the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now when you throw it, do you throw it from the handle or do you throw it from the blade?
Handle.
And when you throw it from the handle, is the handle just a piece of metal, or does it actually have like a
whole grip, a whole hilt?
You know, I got something that's actually going to defeat it into the already out there memes about me, but hold on just one sec.
Okay. But yeah, so it was just freaking amazing. And like the impact with which he was throwing these knives, he threw a knife and it came out the other side of a fucking 2x10.
Oh shit.
That's hard.
Yeah. I was like, gee, many Christmas.
I mean, dude must be rich to be able to just smoke wood like that at this point.
Right. So what do you have, Savage?
This is the axe that I have. I don't know if I'd shown this before.
No, you have not.
This is a highly specialized axe, in case you didn't know, because this little thing here.
It looks like a bong.
Is it a peace pipe axe?
There's a hole at this.
Oh, there is.
And you do smoke it.
Oh, shit. That's cool.
Yeah. Good buddy gave this to me.
Yeah.
Kurt.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
So the knife throwing is actually one of my favorite things. Just like listening to him talk about it. And he talks about it in the way that like I think it should be talked about. Like so many people are just like doing the knife katas and shit. And he's like, nah, fuck that. You like stab it in and rip it the fuck out and take their spine with you.
The only downside of throwing a knife is you just threw away your weapon.
Right. And that's why he's like, I always have 6 knives on me.
Makes sense.
And he did.
He must be fun to fly with.
Right. No, it was fucking awesome. He'll be on the show very soon, and just like his thoughts on using throwing knives for like self-defense were amazing. And they're hitting that wood so goddamn hard. You're like, that would literally take you off your feet.
I kind of want to see it.
It's definitely going in you.
Oh yeah, dude, and going in you, and like he just doesn't fucking miss, man. Like wherever he was throwing the knife, like it went in. And then I saw he posted a video today actually, and it was of him and Jerry Michalek racing to see who could get a shot on target fastest. Like Michalek was using his pistol, and Jason was using the knife, and Jason won. Like he beat Michalek throwing a knife into wood. I'm like, what?
I definitely want to see that video.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. It's on his Instagram at Pro Knife Thrower. So we'll be talking to him real soon on the show. But
well, speaking about the event, Sean.
Yeah, so I went to the Kevin Dixie's No Other Choice Train and Learn event. This is the second annual. It had to be canceled last year because of COVID restrictions and travel and all that good stuff. But this was the second year. This year I spoke. I did 3-hour-long talks on podcasts. And some of the other speakers are great too. We had Tony Simon from The Second Is For Everyone, and he did a talk on like becoming an advocate and advocacy and things like that. And then Jara did a talk on the business aspect of being an instructor and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, did you say Tony Simon did what?
Advocacy. Like he did talks on advocacy.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. I was just curious because I assumed he would talk about his food eating and consumption. I also see him in the chat too, so I'm just fucking with him.
Yeah, I know. And then Mike Sedini did a talk. Cameron from No Other Choice did a talk on like social media and web stuff, and that was really cool. So that was Friday night. I flew in Friday morning. Literally drove pretty much straight to the place because it was kind of far, and at that point, just straight up talked for 3 hours, and then I was cashed out because I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning to get to the airport. So I was pretty much spent. So I was there for a little while hanging out, talking, and then I got up the next morning, cold as fuck. All I brought was shorts, but I did have my dope ass M81 God's Plaid ripstop poncho that I got to wear because rain. So that day was actually instruction. It was like so Kevin Dixie set up to have Jason Johnson, pro knife thrower, there and to teach us like how to throw knives and like why knives are a decent self-defense weapon. And there was also a combatives guy who taught us some stuff. And then Ken Scott from Perfectus Group did a rifle class. Rob Pincus did a pistol class that was fun. And Dustin Pluth, he's a competition shooter and does a lot of stuff with Springfield Armory. He was there. He's amazing. And so we did that. That was pretty much the entire day. Then after that, there was a bonfire and they provided food and everyone sat around and smoked cigars. They had a whiskey and cigar pairing class and then tons of whiskey for people and cigars that were available. And
did you smoke a cigar?
I didn't, because I was just sitting next to Hank and Lola, and Lola's sensitive to it. So I'd rather talk to them than smoke a cigar. So I did, however, buy 2 of them and bring them back for Angel and I to share once it warms up a little bit. So that was cool. That was like get to the range at about 8 in the morning and leave at I think I left at about midnight.
Damn.
Yeah. And Hank and Lola were there, they just kind of showed up for the bonfire. They were kind of passing through town, so they decided to stop by. And then we went back to the hotel because they were in their van. And I offered them to use the bathroom and all that stuff because they were going to head out. And we ended up just sitting up talking until like 3 something in the morning. And then they took off and got back on the road to head back to Florida. I went to sleep, got up at 6. And then, so the second day was Sunday. It was much nicer out. And that day was just pretty much like filming content. So the thing, and I know that the last time I went, I talked about the same stuff. Like, this is a different crowd of people. And honestly, there's like a bunch of minorities, which you don't really see as much in the gun world. Like when we go to like IV 88 and stuff, like there's some black people, some Hispanic people, but generally there's a ton of white people.
I pulled a U at the IV 8888 shoot and told the same joke like 25 times. But every time I'd be looking for you, I'd be like, "Hey, have you guys seen Sean?" And people would be like, "No." And I'd be like, "Well, keep an eye out. He's a moderately overweight white guy about this tall, wearing a black t-shirt, shorts, and a baseball cap."
That's awesome.
Which is everyone there.
% of the people at the event.
Yeah. No, that's like everybody at the event. So this one, it is unique in that way. Like you don't see that at a lot of the other stuff we go to, but I know that black people, Hispanic people, gay people, transsexual people, like I almost said tranny. That's insulting, right? I don't know.
I was like, I was listening over here like, did he just say tranny? My God.
I don't fucking judge. I don't really care.
Sounds like you do.
So no, I'm not judging. Like, I think that's a huge market of people that are coming into guns more and more and more every single.
Did you say they're coming out to guns?
So I think it's important to actually go to like events like this because I get to meet new people and I get to meet fucking wonderful people that I don't normally see in the gun world. And it's like, I love to support Kevin Dixie and whatever he does. Cause I'll be fucking honest, man, that guy, like he is one of my favorite people. In my opinion, he's like one of my favorite advocates. Throw Tony Simon in there as well. Speaking to a community that we don't really speak to. And just like getting to hang out with all the people therein and just the like fellowship and it's the weirdest thing. Like when we go to IV 88 and stuff, like we see our friends and stuff and it's cool. But at the train and learn, there's like this sense of community that I don't ever see at any other events. Like it's emotional. And there's so much love there. And there's just like so much supporting each other there. it's really a unique thing. Like, I don't know what Kevin, if that was like how he planned it, or if it just was a side effect of the man that he is. But like, it's a really intense thing. And there's a lot of really good shooters there. There's a lot of beginners there. There's a lot of people who want to become instructors and teach. There's a bunch of people who like want to start gun stores and gun shops. And it's just like this huge cross section that we don't normally get to speak to. And it's one of my favorite things that I get to do. And talking this year and like trying to really get people excited about podcasting. And I talk about storytelling and I use all of us as examples. Aaron, you'd be so mad. I use you as an example, but it's really just for a joke.
Oh my God. So I want to hear it.
Well, so when I talk about podcasting, I talk about storytelling, right? I'm like, storytelling is all of it, right? Everything we do is storytelling. We're telling stories about products. We're telling stories about everything. But then I'm like, you guys are familiar with Monster of the Week, right? Like,
no, tell me more.
The concept in television shows.
The monster of the week.
Yeah. So for example, like X-Files, right? So every week they're fighting like different aliens, different situations, stuff like that. But there's always the smoking man, like that overarching story arc that covers season after season after season. Supernatural, that one had the same thing. It's like Monster of the Week, but ultimately they're always looking to figure out what happened to their dad. Like most episodic shows have stuff like that. And that's how they tell the stories. So I always use us as an example. I'm like, when we started, like Aaron and I knew nothing. We found Nick, Savage, and Jeremy, who all had good knowledge. But like, so Monster of the Week is like what we're doing and the stuff that we're up to and the new guns that come out and us talking shit to each other. That's the Monster of the Week. But these overarching storylines that we have on our podcast are, you know, me starting out at nothing and then becoming an instructor and then doing instructor stuff and like my medical journey and becoming a medical instructor and like doing competition shooting and all kinds of like just this overarching story over the last 8-9 years. And like Jeremy, like he owned a gun shop and throughout the years, you know, he's like the big angry Marine guy, but listeners have got to go on this journey where Jeremy gets married and Jeremy has 2 kids. And like, that's the overarching story while we're still battling the monster of the week and telling the story of the week all the time. And then I was like, and then Aaron's story is like, it's a different story. It's like, he knows the exact same amount today that he did years ago. And that's a storyline in itself. But
ignorance is bliss, Sean.
No, you know more than you did 9 years ago. That's for sure.
Thank you.
But just talking about like all these stories and like Nick's illness, we allude to that constantly, and that's a storyline. And Savage still living in Washington for some inexplicable reason. Like,
absolutely nothing has changed in my life in the last 9 years.
But like I'm trying to inspire them, and I had people that do podcasts, and I had people that are thinking about podcasts, and I was like, look, you may do a podcast and you may never get more than like 50 people to listen to it, but that doesn't matter because there's power there. Because there was Hustle Queen. There's a lot of bad shit that's happened to her in her life. And she mentioned, she's like, every single time I go on a podcast, they just want to talk about like my daddy issues. And she was joking, but she's like, they just want to talk about like the trauma that I've survived, which I actually don't know what it is, but it seemed like it was maybe like sexual trauma or abuse or something like that. And she's like, that's all they really want to talk about. And I was like, yeah, but if you start your own podcast, you can really share whatever you want to share. I know you don't want to talk about that, and I know people kind of push you into it sometimes, but think how powerful it would be for you just as an individual to be able to tell a different kind of story, to talk about your own podcast where you talk about the things that are wonderful in your life and not have to worry about the things that are terrible. And you can shape your entire brand in a different way, and you can do it yourself. So the people that follow you can get to know you in a different way because they hear so much about abuse and survival and things like that. You could talk about like totally different things on a podcast and really expand your brand by doing that. Yeah. I really tried to inspire people to like start podcasts, and there were some people there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And
first off, none of you cunts came on a fucking adventure with me. You all sat there and I did it by myself. None of you fucking assholes are with me. Fuck off.
I lived a life of adventure just by knowing you, Jeremy.
I mean, I have no doubt that other than illicit drugs and home break-ins,
and just leaves it at that, like it's a cliffhanger.
I know. It's like, and then
you know what I'm talking about.
Nope. Nope. But yeah, so like that was my talk. And then when we were doing the training, man, like I was just a student and absorbing as much as possible in kind of a short period of time, but it was cool. Got to shoot the MP5 a bunch. Oh, and then so I was with like Pincus and the Jason pro knife thrower guy and Roy Hill from Brownells, who I got to spend 2 weekends in a row with, and it was amazing. We were all out there shooting, just like, just shooting the shit in between stuff, just shooting guns. And they were all like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of flies on those targets. And then they started shooting at flies. And so I was like, yeah, I can shoot a fly. We were at about 30 feet, and a few shots in, I shot a fly, and we went over and took pictures with the bloody spot and everything. And then went back a couple minutes later, I shot another fly from 30 feet with my pistol, and it was awesome. And then Roy went and got an AR, and he shot a fly. But it was badass.
I have also shot flies.
I know. It was like my first time. I'd never tried before, and yeah, I got 2 of them. It was amazing. That's fucking hard, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, little fuckers move.
Yeah.
You're like, here it is. Bam, fuck. Flew away, little fucker.
Exactly. But it was a blast. Got to see a bunch of people. I got to spend more time with Tony Simon than I usually do, because, like, we're always moving. We're always moving. We're always doing things. We always have shit to get to. We're always late for something. And it was fun to just like get a chance to like be around Tony, and just like, he's a special dude, man. Like,
unfortunately, you caught the diabetes.
Probably.
He's very special.
Yeah, he's special as fuck. But definitely support him and all this stuff he does. Second is for everyone, all that good stuff. Because his story of advocacy, that's the only talk that I sat in on, was Tony's. So I finished all mine, and then the second round of speakers started, and I went and sat in on his. And then after that, I actually went and just sat with Pincus and Argo J and Trenchwork Chronicles and MJ and Roy, and we just sat around and literally talked about a ton of stuff. It was, God, what a great fucking weekend, man. So anyway, like I said, the community that Kevin has built, and like the love that you feel at that event, it's a special thing. So if you're out there and you're like in the gun business, or you want to get in the gun business, definitely keep an eye out for it next year. It's definitely a cool thing, and very much, in my opinion, worth the money. And like, I didn't go for free. I paid, and then I paid for my plane tickets, and I paid for my hotel, and I paid for my rental car. I didn't have to pay for food, because, I'm still eating like 3
Kibble?
food a day. No, kibble is disgusting. At least the food tastes good. It's
That's
just
true.
not a lot of it. But yeah, it was cool. Aaron, I think you should go next year as well.
I would love to. Yeah. I actually, when you said when it was, I was kind of like judging in my head. It's like 12 hours away. I could do the drive and just surprise you there, but I didn't.
Yeah, because he wants us to do a podcast from there next year.
Oh, that'd be a blast.
Yeah. So maybe we'll all go. That would be fun, right?
Oh, for sure.
All right. Awesome. That brings us to Medical Gear Outfitters. I had a couple different med kits. First of all, I had my big med kit that is the WLS med kit from medicalgearoutfitters.com. And I have in that everything that I've ever needed at events that we go to. In fact, I have glucose, because everyone knows we had a scare with Tony in 2019 at this event because it was so goddamn hot. And so now, like, I don't carry Skittles in there, but I do carry glucose specifically for that. And that med kit is awesome. And I put it in the Molly on my backpack, and it was great. But I also had one in my pocket the entire weekend, which is this brand new thing that I asked him to invent for me. And it's all freaking vacuum sealed and super tiny, and every single thing that you need to.
Was it signed, sealed, and delivered?
Okay. And it was every single thing that you need for to treat massive bleeding, airway, respiration, circulation, and heat loss and exposure. Everything all in a pretty small, very flat package, and waterproof as well, because that was what I really needed it for, because I've been near the water like constantly lately. And I just wanted to have it, and it was amazing. So you can get med kits, you can get just cat tourniquets, and put them in your glove box, put it in your backpack, put it in your wife's purse, put it in your kid's backpack, teach them how to use it. A tourniquet's not that expensive, like $25, something like that, for a cat Gen 7. And you can get it and just like stage them in places. And remember where you stage them. Don't like hide them and then forget about them. That way, if you ever need one, if anyone's ever suffering from a life-threatening bleed or anything, you'll be ready for it. medicalgearoutfitters.com is the place to go. We Like Shooting is the code, and it saves you 11%. So like his prices are already damn great compared to a lot of other stuff out there. But when you get that 11% discount, you're getting this stuff for pretty damn close to cost, actually, on a lot of it. So go support Skinny Medic and Medical Gear Outfitters at medicalgearoutfitters.com. All right. Did you know that calico cats, you can actually see the genetic makeup of their mother and their father on female calicos?
So female calicos are super rare. Do you know most calicos are male?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Female calicos are very rare.
Yeah. So basically, like when all the proteins and the DNA combine, like women of the female humans, because of how it all goes together, they would basically like be striped, but it doesn't actually show through in the skin or anything just because of how those proteins combine. But on a calico, you actually see it on their fur, and you can see the different patterns of their genetics that they got from both their mother and their father on a female calico cat.
Interesting.
Did you know that most calico cats are actually female?
Aaron said they were male.
Aaron was wrong.
Oh, so I had it backwards then?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm not a cat.
I have a female calico cat.
Wait, your cat's a calico?
Yeah.
For some reason, I just thought it was retarded. I didn't realize it was a calico.
Whoa.
Okay.
Pepper is a very nice cat.
Yeah, she's actually really intelligent. She doesn't like you, so right off the bat, like, she's smarter than most cats.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Pepper's cross-eyed, which is a dead giveaway that it's not very smart.
She is not.
Yeah, or
not at all.
Yeah, she has a lazy eye when it's not cross-eyed.
Like 3 years ago, Aaron met our cat, and she hissed at him, and ever since he's been like trying to talk shit about her just because she hissed at him.
True.
I saw your cat trying to lick its paw and then rub its head, but it kept missing. It was like and its just tongue was hanging out, and its eyes like got crossed, and it went lazy.
None of this is true.
Totally true. Wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to the listeners. Would not lie to the listeners, Sean.
You would lie to anybody anytime.
For money. Anyhow, let's talk about some lifestyle stuff, Sean.
All right, let's do it.
All right, well, let's talk about the challenge. This is we just finished week 4, which is 28 days.
So first of all, for people who don't know, we are doing this with nutrient survival. Aaron and I agreed to eat nothing but their food and water for 30 days.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to the end, Sean. So I want to talk about the hard part first, and I want to talk about the good stuff that happened because of it. The hard part is days like today when I went to like my sister-in-law's house and I'm grilling all the food that I can't eat. That's a hard thing to do. I mean, it's hamburgers, hot dogs. There's there's like salads and everything, and God damn it, all looks so delicious and I can't have any of it. And there's dessert afterwards, and again, nothing for me except for my nutrient survival food.
Yeah.
So it's not that the food's bad, like Sean was saying. The food's actually decent. It tastes good. It's just when you see all these like foods that you see rolling through, you're just like, oh my god, it looks so good, and you can't even touch it. Like, okay, there was like these jalapeno hot dogs that someone brought with cheddar cheese infused inside. Sounds delicious, right? I'm like, oh man, my son bit into one. He's like, oh, I thought I got a regular hot dog, and he just kind of set it on the counter and got a new hot dog. And I'm like looking at that hot dog, like, I'd eat that.
Right.
Like normally I would just like, all right, I'll take it for you, son. But it died on the counter, man.
Damn. Yeah. Traveling.
That's fucked up.
Dude, traveling 2 weeks in a row and being around everybody who's just eating and drinking to excess has been really hard. And again, this weekend, they're doing this bourbon and cigar tasting. I'm like, I could have been a contender.
Right. I mean, that's your wheelhouse right there.
Yeah. And like they catered in food for both lunch and dinner Saturday. And I ate the stuff. It was good. Like, and again, it's good. It tastes good. I really do like, excuse me. When I first started eating it, I was like, I told him, I was like, yeah, the Southwest Medley, the homestyle scramble, they're so good. I would order them at a restaurant, but I've eaten them at least one time every single day. Yeah.
And it's not the fact that, normal food is better. It's just, it's just not allowed. And I think forbidden fruit is the worst. Like if I lived alone, I'd probably have a lot better time or easier time doing this challenge than living with a family who's eating normal meals that I help prepare every day, you know?
Yeah, no, it's rough. Like Angel's been making some really delicious looking and smelling food. And I'm just over here like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm going to cry, but I'm fine.
Right. So I want to talk about some good stuff with this whole process. So when I started, my blood pressure was 163/76. That's just pretty horrible, actually.
Yeah, that's actually kind of dangerous.
Yeah. Today I took it again. So we take it once a week every Monday, and it's down to 108/70, which is actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
It is like, wow, I'm actually really getting healthy. And on top of that too, when I started this challenge, I weighed 229 pounds. Today, when I weighed myself, I weighed 204 pounds. That's a 25-pound weight difference. So 25 pounds of a weight loss, pretty good. I mean, I'm still a fat ass. Don't get me wrong. 204 pounds on this frame, not the sexiest thing in the world. But damn, 25 pounds off this frame is pretty good.
Yeah. And again, like this isn't diet food. This is food to keep you alive. And like it would absolutely keep us alive. We've been surviving on it. Nothing. I have eaten nothing but this stuff. Aaron has eaten nothing but this stuff for the entire month. And like occasionally I will have mental hunger pangs for like steak and stuff, but like, I'm not hungry. My energy's been most of the time really, really, really good. And my guess is I'm probably close to like 30 pounds weight loss,
which is fantastic. Yeah. The only thing, I mean, I'm not even chewing gum, dude, because I'm like, I wouldn't have gum in a survival situation. You know,
I mean, you'd be chewing on other things, but you know, Aaron's like, it's not the sexiest thing on the planet. Bitch, you're not the sexiest thing on your camera.
Well, I'm the only one on my camera.
And it's still not the sexiest thing. So that's right? Fucking sad.
It kind of is. Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying now. Damn. Ouch.
No, but like, yeah, I mean, I feel completely comfortable that at the like end of the world, or even, you know, like, well, like when COVID was first going down and like you couldn't find fucking groceries, like the kind of stuff, keep it around, and then boom, like, hey, we're gonna eat this for a few days. Matthew says, did you guys take vitamins though? Nope.
No. And listen, this food is vitamin fortified. That's one of the things. It's not just survival food. It is the most vitamin dense food. It's that you can actually get. So when you look at what we're eating, you're going to find that you're going to get over 100% of every daily vitamins that you need. Omega, what was that? Omega acids, whatever that is.
It's amino
acids and omega-3. Thank you, both of you. It's got tons of fiber. It's got lots of different things. Now, the fiber thing's really been weird for me. Okay. because you would think I'd be blowing it out, eating 125% of the daily allotted fiber that my body needs. But dude, I like will go every other day pooping. So, and I would like, dude, I'm a guy who could just dump it out like 3 times a day, 2 times a day normally. But the food I'm eating is just shit food. You know, I'm eating fast food. I'm eating donuts. I'm eating candy. I'm just eating unhealthy. Like the only healthy meal I normally get at my house is dinner when I have to sit down with the entire family and eat. But when I'm on my own, yeah, it's just crappy food in my mouth. But eating this stuff, and after this challenge is over, I actually just ordered some more. Because I'm going to continue on for like my breakfast and lunch. This food is really healthy, and it gives me like all the vitamins that my body needs for the day right there. And then I'll eat a dinner with my family, and this time I will actually get to enjoy what they're eating.
Yeah, I'm going to make good changes too. Tim said you got to get them to put together the WLS challenge pack to buy. I should give that a try for sure. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah. For sure.
Because they've got their individual servings, just put together like a week worth of the individual servings and sell it as like the WLS challenge pack.
Sounds like a pretty good marketing idea to me.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Adventure ADV Aaron said, do you think the weight loss and blood pressure improvement is due to simple discipline rather than the food itself? Yes. I think it's that, but I also think that it is the food. Mostly it's because we went from like 3,000 calories a day or more to like 1,350.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. So it's a lot of things, right? Like no salt. It's all vegetarian. This is the longest I've gone since I started eating like as a child, since I started eating like regular food. It's the longest I've gone without eating meat in my entire 47 years, which is also kind of freaking crazy.
Right. And you haven't drank at all this entire time?
No alcohol at all. Not a sip, I didn't smell it. Nothing. Matthew D says, so losing the weight loss helps you exercise, or did you not include that as a part of it? We're required to do a minimum of 30 minutes of like cardio, but it can be walking, like 30 minutes of walking or 45 minutes of jazzercise or whatever.
But only using jazz hands.
Yeah, but I've just been doing 30 minutes of walking every day, which when traveling can be really fucking hard because one of the things is it has to be like moving with healthy intent. So like just getting out of your car and walking into the airport and then walking to your gate is not it. I literally have to go fucking walk around the terminal for 30 minutes, just walking in circles to make sure that I'm meeting the criteria.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It's really been great. Like it was so funny. So I got home today. Angel picked me up from the airport. We went home. I hadn't eaten yet because
wait, which airport did you fly into?
Denver.
Oh, so it's okay for her to come pick you up, but you won't fucking come pick me up from Denver.
Dude, I was totally against it. But she was adamant. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't fucking drive up to Denver to pick people up. Fuck that.
You're like, take the bus.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care what you fucking do. So I got home and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon and I had my breakfast finally. Cause like on the plane, I don't have hot water and stuff. And I've eaten the stuff cold a couple times and it was not as enjoyable. So I got home, I sat down and ate some oatmeal and she's like, sit by me. And I was like, no, just let me eat this real quick. And she's like, what? Why don't you want to sit by me? I was like, cause I'm just like, I'm eating to maintain life. Like I'm not eating for joy anymore. And it's like, it's totally, that's exactly how I feel anymore. Like I used to eat because I just loved fucking eating all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And something has changed in me to where like I eat to stay alive. I don't eat for joy anymore.
Right.
Which is actually kind of a positive change.
You'll go back to it as soon as this shit's over.
No, I'm dead.
Yeah, you will.
Nope. I already
as soon
know.
as you taste something that's new and delicious and
well,
sugar.
A lot of it is like, look, you just have to ration things out. Like if you're controlling the amount of calories that are going into your body, you can still eat food that you enjoy eating.
Oh yeah.
You just don't fucking slam it down like like you normally would.
I'm going straight from this directly into paleo, which I've done before and had great success with.
Yeah. So one of the things my goal is to cut out, and what I've had success with is cutting out carbs and cutting out dairy. Those are two things. If you cut those out, it helps you lose weight.
Dairy.
The dairy, I know the dairy is going to be the hard part. There's a lot of fats in dairy. There's a lot of fat in dairy, which is your body doesn't need.
Yes, it does.
Well, fats aren't bad per se.
Right. I know that there was a lot of stuff that went on with like fats and stuff, but most of it's been debunked by now.
Yeah, sugar is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're talking about that
carbs,
kind of
bread.
Yeah, simple carbs, for sure. So yeah, I mean, but in the grand scheme of things, like every time I talk to my wife about like, oh man, it's almost over, she's like, well, how are you going to maintain this healthiness that I see in you now, And that's the important thing is
No, that's not true. Their tits aren't getting bigger.
But yeah, like I'm making the changes, man. Like I'm stoked about it. I've been figuring out like menus and stuff. Like I'm gonna hit it hard. I'm not taking a break. I'm going directly into paleo, which I already know how to do. I had great success with it. I actually felt great when I was doing it. But honestly, like life happened. I had a bunch of personal shit that I was going through, ending the most awful relationship of my entire fucking life. And
two of them. You went from AIDS to cancer to a healthy relationship.
Yeah, exactly. I went from AIDS to cancer, and in that time, like fucking ate fast food like 2 meals a day almost every day, or one fast food and one restaurant, and
that's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like ready and I'm excited about it, and I'm going to keep hitting it hard.
Yeah. Cause you don't want to push it in soft.
Yeah, exactly. Never want to do that.
You got a thumb in a softie.
So Wednesday on the show, it will be the last day.
Oh, thank God.
I know. Hey, we've actually gotten a ton of fucking just messages and comments and stuff about people that enjoy hearing about it. So
yeah,
they like hearing it a lot more than like hearing about crypto. That's for sure.
Yeah. So Tim Mark said the blood pressure drop for Aaron got me interested. I will also say that I have hereditary high blood pressure. Had it even when I was super fucking skinny. And I'm on medication for it every single day. But within 4 days of going on the nutrient survival food, my blood pressure was normal, and it has remained normal throughout this entire thing. Even medicated, it was a little bit high. Like I was in the 140 over 96 or something the day one, and I'm like 117 over 70 something most days now.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it really, it's great. It's like, wow, what a difference. Yeah. And I like it. And that's the scare. I'm actually like a little nervous about the end of this whole thing. It's like, damn, right now everything is controlled for me, and I work within parameters really well. So when I have like a list of things I need to do, I'll do them. But once that list is gone, once these parameters are no longer in play, it's like, oh man, I just hope I don't fuck up.
Oh yeah, I've already got I'm going to continue to journal my daily intake of food, because I found that really helps me during this challenge. I found that really helps me like pay attention to what I'm doing. So I've already got an app that I can keep track of it on. I've already got the paleo lists of like what's good, what's bad, saved to my phone in notes. And like I ordered some ghee today because that's more desirable when cooking on paleo diet.
Yeah, it's really healthy. My wife uses it in her cooking all the time. But like if it's something that's really difficult, if you're worried about how you're going to maintain it, you can just figure out what your normal caloric intake is a day and break that up in the different meals. And you can just find different. I mean, fuck, I do like burritos. They have like 230 calories for that burrito, and then like some yogurt that's another 230 calories or something like that. So that's 500 calories a meal. That for that one meal, but you can break it up into different types of combinations. But if you get 1,300 to 1,500 calories a day in those 2 to 3 meals a day, you should be fine. It's just a matter of sticking to that caloric intake.
Yeah, and that the portioning is huge because Savage, like, I straight up thought that if I ate 1 cup of food at a meal, I would fucking die. Like, once I realized what all the because I measure out all my food with a scale, and once I figured that out, I was like, oh my god, like I'm literally gonna last 3 days on this challenge.
Well, and one of the worst things is the portions at restaurants, because whenever you go to a restaurant, they will give you this gigantic fucking plate that's got like, it's got to at least be 1,000 or 1,500 calories per plate.
Yeah.
So what you can easily do is either cut it in half or in a third, eat that much, take the rest home, divide that up however you're going to do over the next couple of meals, and then there's your allotment, because you can more or less figure out what the caloric intake is. But I mean, like the portions are so big in America that that's why people are eating so much, because they want to finish their plate, because you don't want to waste your food. But that's kind of the wrong mentality. You can still not waste your food by portioning it out over time.
I'm the kind of guy that was like, man, these portions are never big enough. I get a fucking appetizer, I got a fucking main meal, I get 2 sides and dessert, and smash all of it. And I'm like, man, I'm still kind of hungry. Oh, I'm not even joking. I'm talking about eating 2,500 to 3,000 calories at a meal, especially in my teenage years.
Dude, but we know this. We have been around you so many times, and
right.
Jeremy ordered 2 dinners, and then
Jesus,
eat a third dinner after he's done drinking.
Right.
But yeah, like, dude, I'm fucking excited. I'm excited for this to be over, and I'm excited to like move into the next
phase for sure.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about today was Memorial Day. What do you say? We kind of covered this a little bit. Like we had this big conversation at dinner tonight about, it's not like Happy Memorial Day, because it's not. But we like remember, what you could say Happy Memorial Day. I'm not gonna get pissed at you, but it's just like, what do you say? What do you normally say, Sean, when you see someone like Remembrance Day or I don't know. What do you
Memorial Day?
Yeah, just
Remembrance Day. Stop being a fag. No.
I'm just trying to say, like, what do you?
I usually say have a good Memorial Day.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, because I'm going to be totally honest here. Like, if someone tells me Happy Memorial Day, I'll be like, yeah, you too. Like, I don't fucking care. And Jeremy, I assume you're about the same way.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I mean, it's just like have a good Memorial Day. Like,
yeah, like if someone tells me Happy Memorial Day, I'm like, thank you, I will.
Yeah,
have a good one is a thing in Ohio. Just have a good one. Like, that means like have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good rest of your life. If I never see you again, have a good one. So like, hey, happy Memorial Day. Yeah, have a good one. Like, that's a pretty normal conversation. I realize it's a day that you're supposed to, like, I think as long as you teach your children, I think as long as people understand the point of the holiday, which a lot of people don't, and I know a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
And I get that. A lot of people don't understand the point of this holiday. But if you're the kind of person that's going to get upset over the fucking verbiage used to denote that, hey, we have a national holiday. Yeah. What that guy said. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Skyline Shooter said, enjoy your long weekend. Happy Memorial Day means you be happy on the day created to remember our fallen vets. You have a happy, joyous, enjoyable day in remembrance of them.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm really happy that I'm not dead. So I'm gonna go have a good day with my family. And like, yeah, it's a happy that I got to hang out with my mom, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, her husband, their kids, my other aunt and uncle, their 2 kids. They were all playing together, and a couple of Yvonne's family members came over, and they were hanging out. And my brother brought his kids. My other brother did not show up. He is being a fucking idiot.
Are you guys still fighting over what happened at that dinner?
Oh no, my older brother came out today with his kids. No, my little brother literally did not come today because of coronavirus. He was like, there's going to be unvaccinated people there and kind of a lot. And like, yeah, he's being a fucking idiot.
Well, is he vaccinated?
Yeah, him and his wife are, but their kids aren't.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't kill kids. So like statistically, no children have died from this. So like, he's just being fucking weird. And we're like, you know what? Stop being fucking weird. It's fucking stupid.
Right. Wait, yeah. Oh, you know what? Just go fucking hide in your little hidey hole.
Right.
And fuck off. Like, we're going to enjoy ourselves.
It sucks because his daughter is only 9 months older than my daughter, and they would make really good playmates because they're the same age. And yeah, they're being ridiculous about this whole shit.
God, I'm glad you said playmate. Like I misunderstood playmates for a second there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like they would play well together. They're the same age.
Yeah.
Nia, who's 11, cannot play with my 2-year-old daughter very well. Nia's a very good babysitter, but they don't play together very well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, like, they're being ridiculous, and I hope he sees this. Jacob, Alex, you're being fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I hope they see it too.
But yeah, but like it was a good day. Like it was a good day. I got to hang out with like some of my favorite people on the fucking planet. It was a good day for me.
Right.
Yeah, I understand why the day exists. But personally, I had a pretty good fucking day.
Yeah, totally. Nick, what do you think?
I don't really say anything, I guess. If people tell me to have a happy Memorial Day or whatever, like Jeremy said, my casual or my typical response is you too, or have a good one.
Yeah.
So I guess I haven't really given it that much thought personally. I prefer Memorial Day over Memorial Day as far as holidays go.
Okay.
But that's just me, maybe.
Yeah. You know, and all my friends, like, they're all fine with people saying whatever the fuck they want. Like, I see the pain in their faces, like when they think about their brothers that they lost, but like none of them have issues. And I was like, see, that's just weird. Who actually, but then I'm like, actually, I wouldn't be friends with somebody who had an issue with that. Cause I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for fucking stupidity like that. So it's definitely confirmation bias on my part, but yeah, I just don't hang out with people that do dumb shit like that. And yeah, I know what the holiday means. And it's not even a holiday, really. I know what the day means.
It's a holiday.
It is a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what the day means. I respect it. I see it. I think about it. I consider it. But that's about it.
All right. Moving on. You want to talk about UFOs and why the government's suddenly releasing all that information on them? Or should we just save that for next week?
Next week, I guess.
Okay. Is it a distraction? Find out next week.
So I took out the MP5 clone, the PTR, and it was fucking awesome. And I shot steel cased ammunition through it all weekend, and I had it suppressed all weekend with the Bowers War Dog K9. It's the small can. I actually freaking love that can. It was like probably 10 times people would be near me shooting it and be like, man, that sounds great. I was like, yeah. And I had a couple of people ask me, is that actually a suppressor, or is it just like a linear comp or what? I was like, no, it's a suppressor because it's so tiny. And yeah, I love it. Nick, you've shot that one a bunch, right?
Yeah, I like it quite a bit.
It's a great can. I'm looking at the stats right now, but first of all, Tom sent me his tri-lug adapter for it, so I got that on it, and it's just it really is great. So it's full auto rated for 9mm and 300 blackout, shortest hearing safe 9mm silencer, great for PCCs and sub guns, and the VersaAdapt thread adapting inserts fit in it no problem. And this can is $635. If you use coupon code WLS, that'll save you some money on it. But God, yeah, it was great. It was the perfect can for that MP5 clone. I'm like, if I say PTR, I think people won't know what I'm talking about. And if I say MP5, people will say I'm lying. So I have to say MP5 clone, I guess. But it is badass. And that can was amazing all weekend. And actually shooting steel cased ammunition. I had a couple malfunctions. I think they're mostly because of the ETS mags. And the fact that ammunition is filthy dirty and I was shooting it suppressed. So, but did great. Love the can. Love Bowers Group. Go check them out. Simon says strain. Sean flexed on us pours. Yeah, Tony had a high point in a chassis. That was also pretty cool.
Dude, that's so cool. I love seeing that thing on Instagram. I love that freaking high point.
High point of fucking chassis. Oh,
whatever. I love it.
Yeah, it was badass.
Okay. Then if I ever get to come to something like that, I will bring my belt fed just so I can flex on Sean.
Fair. That's fair. Shit. All right, Savage, what you got for us?
Okay, well, starting off, I thought there was going to be a really feel-good story here. So a feel-good story about black gun owners that were marching in the Tulsa area this weekend in a peaceful protest for the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Massacre and to educate people about their Second Amendment rights. According to this title, 100% on board. I think that's a great idea. When you go to the actual article, it says black pro-gun groups from across the U.S. plan to descend on Black Wall Street and march in a peaceful protest. 100% behind it. And I don't know if anybody has heard about this. The Tulsa Massacre is actually kind of one of the the darkest spots in U.S. history in regards to like a race massacre. Upwards of 6,000 black residents in this area were interned in large facilities. 800 were put in hospitals. Up to 300 were killed. They bombed a 35 square block area with planes. They set them on fire. They looted. It was just it's what it sounds like. It was a fucking massacre. It was one of the, aside from like Wounded Knee, definitely one of the worst massacres to happen inside the U.S. And this was based on race. So it's a very important thing to get out there and raise awareness about. And this, again, according to these headlines, it sounded like, 100% on board. And then, unfortunately, you go to the Twitter that took some video of some of the leaders or the people here speaking, and that's kind of where I got to stop because some of the quotes here, and you can listen to the video. It says, "So when the time has come for rat-a-tat-tat cracker, we will kill everything white in sight."
Dang. All right.
And then it says white has.
Do you want more racist? Do you want more racist gun laws? This is how you get racist gun laws.
Right. And it says white has a beginning and an ending, and your ending time has been up since 1914. No good, cracker boy. And I'm like, you know what? You had me. You had me up until this point. And like, I don't care who you are. If you want to kill people of another race, fuck you. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. It's just that fucking simple. This could have been a really important event where people could come together and be against racism, but all this ended up doing is fomenting more racism, and that's not how you get support from people to bring support to your cause. It just isn't it. And I'm like, we've been having these opportunities come up again and again where we could come together as America, and every single fucking time it gets fucked up one way or another. And it's so goddamn frustrating because we got to be able to fix this shit. Honest to God, we got to be able to do something that is going to stop people from hating each other like this.
Dude, that's true. Like,
no, you're not.
No, I don't think we are. But that shit's like reverse KKK. Like, I don't know what that would be, but that's like straight up.
Can you blame
nationalists is a thing, I guess. but it's like, again, it's like I can look at what Tony Simon does, and it's the best thing in the fucking world. It's 2 A's for everyone, brings together all people from all walks of life, all different races, sexual preferences, yada yada, all that good stuff. That's amazing. That is the shining candle that everybody should look towards. And then there's this shit, and you're like, fuck.
Can you blame them? They've been told their entire lives that the reason they can't get ahead is because white people stole from you.
But like I was in a different crowd this weekend.
I'm not saying everybody ate the cookie,
right,
but a lot of people did. But if you get told that, that's literally what gets taught. That's the whole 1619 project and all that shit. You're literally getting told and indoctrinated from a child that the reason you cannot make it because white people will keep you down. You get anti-white hatred. You want to start talking to children about how you're so much more superior to black people. You're going to get racist against black people. You want to do the same thing. Do it with any race. Tell them you can't whatever because they over there, das Juden, that you get fucking racism. If you hear that shit day in and day out, so no, Savage, because there's too much on a political agenda to be for useful fucking idiots like these to exist. So people are going to manipulate morons. Like, stupid people need to exist. Like, the world needs ditch diggers, right? It's a simple fact. But problem is, stupid people easily manipulated. And most people are kind of stupid.
Well, my point being is that, this is stuff like this is the reason why we need to push things like Tony Simon's Second is for Everyone more and more, because that is the positive side of things. That is what brings people together. And yeah, there's going to be these stupid people, but the more, if the more positive thing gets more popular, one would hope that could start making a difference, at least for some people. I mean, people have got to get tired of being so fucking angry at everybody at some point, I mean, maybe not, I don't know, but that's my hope.
Yeah. So Roden said maybe gun communities shouldn't be segregated regarding discussion from a few weeks back. Maybe the gun community needs to make it a point that it has to be diverse or nothing at all. Like, I kind of agree, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the problem is you can't force it.
Right. I mean, Tony's Second is for Everybody. It's the diversity shoot. Like anyone from any walk of life, any race, creed, color, religion, sexual preference, sexual orientation, identify as, like, whatever, all welcome at that. And I think that's amazing. Like,
yep.
Dude, I wouldn't belong to an all white gun club. I wouldn't belong to an all black gun club. Well, because I'm not black. I wouldn't belong to an organization that only allowed whites in. I wouldn't belong to an organization that only allows men in. I wouldn't belong to an organization, support an organization that only allows women in. Like, I wouldn't do any of that. And I fucking hate sometimes. And I understand you want to be around people that you can relate with, but like a lot of these women's shooting stuff that's only for women, some of the organizations that are for black people only, like, that shit just annoys me. And it's reverse racism.
Well, I don't think it's not reverse.
It's just racism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. It's racism the opposite way that is generally considered. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just racist. And those people out there, they're just racist. That's all there is to it. Like, the people that I got to spend the weekend with, I didn't see one person that I would be like, man, he kind of racist. But I just saw people that were just people. They were just gun people, and they were there, and it was a great fellowship. So yeah, craziness. What else you got?
So an interesting story that follows the meme of hippity hoppity, get off my property. So
I actually have that doormat.
Do you? That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. So there's a story of two Texas Department of Public Safety deputies that approached a certain person's home, and they did so under the auspices that they were coming to see some dogs, and he claimed that he didn't have any dogs, so there was likely a chance that that they didn't have you know, I don't know, what's it called, due clause or due something or another. They didn't have a reason to believe that he was doing anything wrong, but they had this excuse, I guess. So they arrived to collect the dogs, and so they said that he tried to escape with them. The dogs pulled him over, and they got one of them and pulled the other one from the cage, yada, yada. When they came up to his house, he said, not to come over here or I'll shoot you. So don't come on my property or I'll shoot you. And then the deputies then decided to walk toward him, and then he pulled a gun and shots were fired. So then an arrest affidavit was obtained, and he was arrested, and they I guess he took out a semi-automatic pistol, and he had shot and killed both the deputies. So I mean, the guy was he shot him and he killed him. And then the other one of the other deputies says they were there to collect dogs, but I don't think we ever got those dogs.
So from what I read about the story was there was 2 dogs.
Yeah.
That the police were trying to collect.
Right.
The dogs ran onto this guy's property.
Yeah.
The police said, we want this dog. And the guy's like, don't fucking come on my property or I'll shoot you. And
Yep.
when he told them that, they found him aggressive and they approached him and pulled their firearms. So he shot them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he told them not to go on their property. He said, and I don't know. I feel like he gave them ample warning.
Yeah. It's a tough call. It could go either way, but we could see these kind of things, these kind of events increasing if stuff like this, keeps escalating, is all I'm saying. So I don't like to see people get shot. I'd like to see police respect people's civil rights. And if they're overstepping their bounds, just be aware that a lot of people are probably not going to be putting up with it for much longer.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't support killing police officers. I'm going to put that out there right now. But
likewise.
But I also support.
I do at some point.
Okay, well, I support the right of a homeowner to protect his land.
Yeah, I agree. Like, fucking, if you, James A said, if you don't have a warrant, don't come on my fucking property. The Watcher, cops should have had a warrant. Kind of sick of them being protected class for doing dumb shit. Yeah, fucking get a warrant or get fucked.
Yeah, there's a
and
proper
those 2
way to
cops
do
got
it.
fucked.
And things happen.
And Texas law, you can shoot people for trespassing.
Yeah. Now, if he gets out of this, probably not going to be too popular with the local cops. So
Yeah, well, who fucking cares?
I know.
Yeah.
But is what it is.
Jesus fuck, man.
So if we only had second call defense.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Totally. I was actually totally gonna just bring that up. You took the words right out of my mouth. Genuinely, like, this, fuck, man. Like, this guy needs a really good fucking attorney. He needs probably money for bail. He needs all that.
$4 million.
Yeah. So, and they'll bond him probably, but holy shit, like this is the shit. It's not just fucking riots and people trying to fucking beat your face in while you're driving in your car and fucking people coming in to just like destroy shit. It's this kind of shit too. I mean, lawful self-defense. So definitely check out Second Call Defense. WeLikeShooting.com/SCD. It's like $10 a month. Fucking, it's time. Get it. Yeah. Next story, Savage.
Last one on the docket for tonight. Interesting study was just released in May of 2021, so this month, and it has to do with gun buybacks. So a lot of the lore, I would say, from the anti-gun side is that gun buybacks help to reduce crime. So, as researchers are wont to do, they did a study and they were asking, well, do gun buybacks actually reduce crime at all? So they looked into it, and they looked at around, let me see, what is it here? 339 events from 1991 to 2015. So 25 years, long period of time, decent number of events that occurred in 277 cities. and 41 of the cities had populations over 500,000 people. So that, a lot of people, a lot of events, long period of time, and they were able to find out within a 95% confidence that they can rule out decreases in firearm-related crime greater than 1.3% during the years following the buyback, using the data that they were given. So doesn't really reduce the effects. However, during the first 2 months following the gun buyback, they found that the gun buybacks are associated with an increase of incidents of firearm-related crime. So 7.7% increase of gun crime was detected, suggesting that 2 additional gun crimes rather than there would have been before. So all this talk and about the science being behind gun buybacks being effective, it's not. And those of us who are in the gun community know this, because all the guns that get turned out in gun buybacks are either broken, they're old ladies turning in their dead husbands, old war relic guns that were never going to be used in crime anyways, or they're just crap guns, junk guns that weren't working.
No,
anyway.
you forget about one class of guns. Because remember, one of the key components of gun buybacks is no questions.
Right.
Oh, so they'll do ghost guns, or just basically guns that were already used in crime, or
yeah, you use the guns you have in a crime, get them hot, turn that fucker in. Also, they found they've done studies that if they advertise a gun buyback beforehand, the rate of stolen firearms goes up.
Probably. Yeah, it goes up. And
because you steal it, you use it, and then you turn it in, you don't have to worry about getting caught with a hot gun.
And then remember the empty AT-4 rocket tubes that get turned in. Look, we found a rocket launcher. Ooh,
actually, I read an article one time that Goodwill has a really bad problem with grenades, like live grenades.
That would be hilarious.
Like, people don't know what to do with a live grenade because Grandpappy had one in his Foot Locker, so they just put it in a bunch of clothes and drop it off at Goodwill and fuck off.
Oh my god!
Because there's no way to know.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess
that's one way to do it.
Goodwill's been given a lot of grenades. I'm like, I want to go get a job at Goodwill now. I'm gonna be fucking pocketing this shit.
Guys, it's not hard. Just go to a river, pull the pin, and throw. It's watch the show, have a good time.
Find a deep pond.
Yeah.
Go to Ravenna Arsenal to hand grenade lake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's simple. So again, it's nice seeing the science actually coming out on our side, because it's not, I don't want to say it's common sense, but it's common knowledge around anybody who knows anything about guns, that gun buybacks don't do anything, despite what the anti-gunners are claiming.
Yeah. Definitely agree. All right. I guess that'll cover us there. Before we go on, let's talk about Black Rhino Concealment. So these are a couple holsters that I got for the Polymer 80. Well, so it's the JSD Supply P320 with the Polymer 80 frame and a red dot and a flashlight. And this is the ACS. So this is the appendix carry model. I'll be carrying that for a bit. And this is the one for my battle belt, because I'm like, oh yeah, I could just get a longer slide and put it on the same gun, or even that one, and throw it in here. So it's freaking awesome. They make amazing holsters. These are both in black multicam, or multicam black, as it were, and they are awesome. And they will make whatever holster you need. So go to their website, blackrhinoconcealment.com. Use coupon code WLSMOFO to save money, and definitely check them out. They are amazing. All right. So now it is time for the reviews that Jeremy's going to read. Jeremy, you are up.
I like it. 5. You know what? I know you're just patronizing me. I know there's squares. I know you changed it to stars, but I know it's fucking squares.
It's only squares to you, though.
Like everyone else sees stars.
But not those stars. Those stars are a little fruity. All right. I like it. Gets 5 fruity looking stars by Mr. 9X19. Oh, Mr. 9x19. It's his penis size. Good podcast. Good podcast. 5 squares. Keep it up. Yeah, but it's still in millimeters.
Oh, never mind.
Cool. Thank you for the review. Leave us a review.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what we got. iTunes, or I'm sorry, Apple Podcasts, or whatever. Go definitely leave us a review. Facebook too. You could do that if you want. And that'll wrap it up, guys. Just a reminder, join a gun-related advocacy group, FPC, GOA, SAF, NRA. Fuck, I don't know anymore. But get involved locally, run for office, change things, get appointments with your legislators, tell them what you actually think. Look them in the eye, tell them what you think. That's the way. Write actual letters. Like, these are the things that we really should be doing if we weren't so lazy.
But make sure you've commented on the ATF rule change, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
I know I've done it. I don't know. Have you guys done it yet?
Not yet. Just traveling so much. It's on my list though. Like,
okay.
It's literally high on my list.
It's so high right now.
I think June 19th, I think, is the last day, but don't trust me on that because I don't really remember. Suicide prevention line numbers 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK, or text the number 741-741. And we're here live every week, Mondays and Wednesdays, no matter how tired we are. And we're on demand every single day. Go to welikeshooting.com/subscribe. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training.
Pew, pew, pew.
Shoot straight. And also, have a good Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Oh boy, here we go. The Watcher, when you get smoked in the boog because your multicam black makes you look like a bad guy. It's not supposed to blend in. It's supposed to make you look mean. In the dark, it's going to look just fine. And if you're fucking fighting during the day in the boog, you're dumb as fuck.
I mean,
sometimes you might not have the option.
If you're in the dark, camo that blends in with your surroundings will also blend in the dark.
I wonder
if the flashlight will work better.
I don't know. We need to test this because I don't know what the truth.
I don't think there's anything to test. I think if you give it some thought, that seems like fairly straightforward.
So like if you had like normal camouflage on in some bushes and somebody shined a flashlight at you, you wouldn't show up more. But if you had black multicam on, you would stand out more. I think that's what Nick is getting at.
That's my argument. And that if without a flashlight, it's not going to make a difference.
Yes.
So I have 2 sets of camo.
Yeah, I actually
also, or why not get stuff that works during the day? Also, if you look on the actual website, like the product listing for multicam black, it straight up just says that it was intended to make law enforcement look intimidating.
Yeah, I mean that I have it because I think it looks cool.
That's why I have it.
Yeah, it's dope as fuck, bruh. All right, we out this bitch. Bye.